Hi, this is Lady Lex UK, and in previous years I have looked at the Inktober list. So those of you not familiar, every year there is a prompt list sent out by this website. They called it Inktober. Every day for 31 days in October you're supposed to make a drawing with an ink pen, and lots of artists do it. And there are other artists that do other media and use the same list, and I have done it in dreams in previous years, so I thought have another go this year. We're already at day 8, so I'm not going to be doing it daily. I'm just going to pick and mix some of the words that are on this list for this month and make some things in dreams. I think I'll stick to sculpture. Previous years I've done a mixture of all different types of things: music, sculptures, paintings, little game things, templates, all sorts of stuff. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to stick with sculpture, I think, and make some things in dreams. I'm going to put it on a single scene and just keep adding to it as we go. So we'll start off with the first word on the list, and then I'll see what grabs me a bit later on and make those. If anybody wants to join me in this, please do put your In Dreams link in the comments, and I'll check them out, and maybe they'll make appearance in a future video. So let's get on and make the first word, which is backpack. Right, so I've sped this up a bit because nobody wants to see me sculpt for 48 minutes, which I think is how long it took me to make this. So I started off with a filled-in donut. I'm trying to get the shape of a backpack. Now, a lot of people, when making objects like this, they would use the mirror tool so that they're making it split down the middle, so both sides are exactly the same. That means you only have to do one side, and it multiplies on the other side, so you're doing half the sculpting, which is a great idea. And I'm beginning to think that's what I should have done when I did this. But on the other hand, I quite like my things to look a little bit more organic and hand done. And I tend to do all of my sculptures freehand, which not the best way of doing anything really. I'm sure, but that's what I'm doing. So don't think of this as a tutorial in any shape nor form. This is just me sculpting. It might give you some clues as to. Now, I like to use blend. As you can see, everything is blended, especially for deleting things, especially if we're going to make a shape, a soft shape. You use the blend tool. And I'm trying to add some height to this bag at the back there. I have a reference photo, though it wasn't really that used. It was just to get a general idea of, you know, where the straps go and things like that on a backpack normally, and the shape of it. So you can see me sculpting out now and trying to get the shape correct. It's not exactly the most exhilarating. It looks like a face there. It looks like Easter Island statue. Sometimes when you're sculpting, it's like it doesn't really look exactly how you would like it to look, and then you get these horrible lines on it that you don't really want and all sorts of things. So it takes some time just to get the shape right. I'm sort of speed sculpting this. I'm trying to do it fast, which might not necessarily be the best way. When you go to do your sculptures, take some time. If it takes you over an hour, that's fine. If it takes even longer than that, if you spend hours and hours and hours doing a sculpture, which I think some of the best sculptors in dreams, you know, they take their time making these things. They don't rush through it like I'm doing here. You know, I can easily make a mess. But already you can see the backpack shape, the backpack form coming out. And I'm using various different shapes. I like to use shapes, if possible, without needing to sculpt them. So if it's possible just to dump down a shape exactly as you want it. So use the holes when you're making these things. It's very useful. So this is, I'm trying to make some straps here. And notice I'm using all the same colour. Now you could change the colour backwards and forwards and go for the colours that you want. I'm going to colour it in afterwards. It's two different trains of thought. Most people tend to sculpt in one colour, and what colour you choose. This is just the basic pink. Well, I say pink. I don't know what you call clay colour. Now here's me trying to make the zip, and I tried various different methods of trying to get the zip in. I'm not 100% sure I've done the right option on this. It wasn't that easy to do, and I don't think I got the right sort of shape. I'm trying to work out here about the pull, zip pull, or whatever you want to call it, on the zip. So I sort of designed this thing using a flattened sphere. I find that the sphere gives you a lot more options for shapes than using the donut, because you can put a hole in it or not have a hole in it. You can flatten it out nice and easily. You can't do that with the circular donut with a hole in. It doesn't give you an option to do any of the extra holes or anything like that. So there we go. There's the ring pull done. And now what we're doing now, we're working on the top zip. So I'm cutting out the area where the zip will sit, and then the idea is to fill it in with these little triangles to try and make a zip design. And I'm not overly happy. It looks really rough and ready, this. Like I say, I'm zipping through this really quickly. I'm not 100% sure I'm using the best techniques. I'm a little bit rusty as well. I haven't done some sculpting in Dreams for probably over a year. So I'm a little rusty. We're getting something going on here. It sort of looks like a zip. It's not exactly what I want, but I think I'm going to redo this in a minute. The other reason I'm not showing you this live and in time, it's part of the fact that it would be a very long video if I did, is because my husband decided to open in the door and talk to me, because he didn't realise I was making a video. So that sort of ruined the whole thing, really. I thought, shall I scrap it? And I thought, oh no, I can commentate over it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's not a tutorial. It might help some people, but it's not a tutorial. So I'm collapsing down the back of that because I thought it was a bit too fat. And I'm trying to get underneath. Now it's a bit difficult when you've got things in front to try and delete the stuff at the back, but because it's all one piece. Because one thing that I've discovered when making sculptures is the more pieces you have, the more percentage it is. You want to try and keep these things down to 1 or 2% at the very least, really. So the least amount of pieces you have, if you can do it all as one sculpt, then do, because it's a lot more cost effective. I'm not overly keen on these straps at the back here. I've done them. If this bag was just going to be sitting on the ground, then this would be absolutely fine. You just put those in where you want them. A bit later on, I'm going to put this on a human frame, and you'll see that the best thing to do if you were making this to put on somebody, on a character, then put the straps on with it in situ, because it's going to be really difficult to get this to sit nicely on somebody's shoulders. So you can make it like this. Yeah, see, I'm redoing the zip because I didn't like it. You can do it like this, and then the best thing to do is to sculpt the handles and things like that in place, and then or even if you know that this was never going to be sitting out or anything. Sculpt the whole thing onto the character model as you go. But I just wanted to make something that could just sit there. You could have it on a park bench or something. And here's me desperately trying to redo this zip so it looks half decent. I think I ended up with something not that great, to be honest. Something to rethink, I think, if I was doing it again, but I don't think I'll be doing it again. Certainly not anytime soon. I have made a backpack before. I made one ages ago, really early on actually, sort of 2019. I think I made a backpack, a rucksack, whatever you want to call it, and it was pretty successful. Lots of different colours in the image. You look up. I made my rucksack previously. I was quite pleased with it. It's more of a military style backpack. We're going to make this into a child's one because the image that I picked, the photo that I picked, was of like a child's backpack with some stickers and things on it. That's a slightly better zip than I had previously. I don't like. I absolutely hate hand drawing with the tool. I can't remember what the tool's called. Where it's not, you place it, you can sort of like paint with it. I don't get very successful results with that because I can't do it in one go, and then you end up getting with bludges and stuff. So this is using the curve tool, which I wish was better. I wish it had more points of reference on it so you get some better lines. There's not enough points of reference on these curves to get the dynamic shapes that you need, really. Just wish it had like 2 or 3 more. But this is the best I can do, I think, with what I've got. It's not too bad. It's not ideal though. It's sticking out a bit there, isn't it? Yeah. Go on, sort that out. So here is the clips at the back. And then I'm moving everything around again. I'm thinking that back one is a bit prominent and thick. Anyway, there's another zip pull. There we go. So it's the same as the one at the front. I'm quite pleased with that. That is okay. So now we're going into the colouring, and I wanted to get a nice pink. I really wanted like a nice sort of salmony pink that didn't look like the clay. Here's me colouring the little bits. This can be a little bit tricky trying to get the shape. I recommend using either the shape that it is or a sphere, a nice little small sphere to colour stuff in. I would practice on some plain sculpts. There's some lovely plain sculpts out there that you can learn to paint with. There we go. We're just filling in giving some highlights and making the zip a brown colour. Doing the same with that one, goldy brown. There we go. I don't think that's too bad at all. So now I'm going to make a badge to go on it. So I flattened down a sphere, and decided actually that's not what I want. So then I made some shapes with some circles, and then I'm going to flatten that down with a cube, just sort of cutting it. So that makes it a nice flat surface for making a little badge sticker thing. Incidentally, I bought a key ring at the weekend. It looked very similar to this, and I'd made this last Thursday, and then at the weekend I saw something that almost looked identical to this as a key ring, and I couldn't couldn't resist it, so I bought it. But odd how things go. It's like I'd made it on the Thursday and then it manifested itself on the Saturday when I was out. A bit odd actually when you think about it. So there we are. I'm just colouring in the clips, give it a bit more definition, and same with the zip, a little bit of black just to hide, a little bit of highlight. I don't think this is a bad backpack actually. In the time it took me to make it, it's not that bad at all. So there we go, one backpack. I'm gonna put a character model in. I've totally forgotten where they are. See, it's been a long time since I made anything. There we go, popped it in and then stuck it on. What you want to do is you want to scope that into the chest area of the character. Like I say, the straps, if you were making it for this character to wear from the outset, you would probably put the straps on after, but it works quite well actually. There you are, got a little bit back, a little bit not quite vertical, but there we go. There we are. I don't think that's bad. I think that's quite good. Right, let's delete it. And I'm going to save that then. That's my Imptober. I'm going to save it as scene. I'm going to be putting all my Imptober correct things in here. Yeah, let's change it to Imp, not Ink. And I will be releasing that, so I'll be adding to that. And hope you join me in Imptober this year. Hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in your dreams.